Welcome back to the Home Field Advantage series. This episode, we're going to be covering Deathslinger on Dawg Saloon. Now, in the case you didn't see the last episode and are new to this series, basically what happens in this series is there are 3 matches per episode, and they are all on the killer's home map, in this case, Deathslinger on Dawg Saloon. Now, the rules do vary a little bit per match, so I'm going to briefly go over what happens in each game. So to start off, we're going to be using DVD League perk balancing for both killer and survivors, and in the first match specifically, there are no add-ons allowed on the killer side. For the second match, the rules remain basically the same, though for this game specifically, the killer is allowed to bring up to blue, aka rare add-ons. And then for the final match of the set, the survivors will still be following the DVD League balancing. However, our killer, for the sake of seeing what they are able to do at full power, will be allowed to bring whatever they see fit. No restrictions whatsoever on either perks or add-ons. Why am I doing that? Well, mainly because I just want to see what happens when the killer is just able to do whatever they want in this kind of environment. I think it's more interesting that way, to at least have one match with no restrictions. Now let's go ahead and introduce who's going to be playing in this set. If you saw the Trickster's Delusion episode, we have the exact same survivors returning from Team Unforgiven, formerly known as Team Incision, being Luck, Styles, Goose, and Contra. Our killer for this set, of course, is going to be Zapples. He previously played in the Deathslinger vs. Houndmaster showcase I did, and he's by far one of the best Deathslinger players you'll ever see. And joining me on the codecast is going to be Shiny Cat May, a fellow content creator and Deathslinger main alike. And just like Zapples, May was also part of that Deathslinger vs. Houndmaster showcase, being on codecast with me there as well. We got a nice little Deathslinger main get together for the Deathslinger episode of the series. I figured this was a good lineup. Everyone here who wanted to have something linked will be linked in the description. And of course, Zapples and May have their channels linked via the YouTube collaborator system, so be sure to check out everyone else here as well when this video is done. But that's enough of that. Let's start the set.
I remember when we had done the previous showcase with Zap, he had brought was it like keys and tobacco or something? No, it wasn't keys. You remember bring keys. It was like tobacco.
It was the infantry belt or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the modified ammo belt.
Modified. I keep forgetting. You already corrected me on this, and I forgot it again.
I ain't touched Dead by Daylight too much recently, but I still remember these slinger add-ons.
Everyone's kind of just stealthing around main.
I do not have a perspective. My spectate broke.
Oh.
For some reason. Don't know why. Is there any way that I can see it? Yeah, because my spectate's broke. I'm just sitting in the lobby here as a spectator. Just, you know, tapping my toes together. Good start though, getting that shack pallet down, getting the first hit.
I might have to turn the quality way down just because it's fucking with my OBS.
Oh yeah, I understand. I'll still be able to understand in general. Dead by Daylight looks pretty crunchy on a regular day anyway.
Fair enough. Got a pretty quick down here. Yep. Fortunately, I think the Corrupt was like entirely around main where they spawn, so it worked out very well for Zap.
Corrupt is such an interesting perk on this map specifically because if it is entirely around main, you get main and then the 2 that are kind of in the back of the street, then you are able to focus on a lot of the generators that are relatively easier to access. I think Gallows is tougher, so to speak, but if main isn't an option, then you don't have to take a chase there. I know some people also don't like Corrupt very much because, at least in pub matches, when you're getting downs quickly, then it's like, okay, cool, I have that for 30 seconds and now it's gone and it's done nothing for me. Like, I've saved myself 0 time with it.
Yeah, there have been games that I've played where it's like, I might as well have not even had it. Like, it was up for 20 seconds. Why did I waste a perk slot?
Yeah.
I don't typically use it. My build just kind of plays into the weaknesses of whatever I'm playing, even if it's not just straight slowdown. But, you know, I'm weird like that. I like to use Unrelenting.
Unrelenting's fun. Like, Unrelenting's fun on Deathslinger for sure. I know that Late Night Nomad's like kind of for fun build recently. Another Slinger main for anybody who's watching in the audience. He's been running Save the Best for Last, Help Wanted, Unrelenting, and I can't remember his last perk. It's not like All Shaking Thunder. It's something else weird in there. But basically all like kind of attack speed slowdown or cooldown stuff.
I will say All Shaking Thunder is really funny just with the sound effect alone. Whenever you have it on Clown, it just makes sense.
Yeah, the sheer impact of his weight hitting the floor.
Yep.
Does make quite a difference.
We get main popped. One across the street from main is about 60%. They did get the unhook at some point. We were too busy yapping, I guess, that I didn't even notice.
Ooh. And that does allow... Ooh. Interesting. That
I didn't
almost
feel
looked
like
it hit
that.
a weird hitbox there.
Yeah. Zap. You were talking about it in the pregame lobby, like, oh, I just woke up. I'm not going to be going for those shots. And then you look through that window? Come on.
I understand the sentiment, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Those windows on Dead Dawg's Saloon, the hitbox is actually fairly consistent. You can shoot through those slats. The problem is that the hit reg is inconsistent. Because, for some reason, I've hit shots in custom games with that, like testing out the hitbox and trying to get it familiar with it. And I've had it bounce off of a target that was standing still. So...
Something inconsistent in Dead by Daylight? No way.
I know.
I don't believe you.
Be surprised. They have a lot of pressure on this Gallows gen, by the way. I wonder what that does for the rest of the map going forward now.
There is a pretty strong 3-gen around this area. So if they get that one done, main's already done. I don't think there's anything super controllable here otherwise. Pretty decent anti-loop shot. Yep, there goes that gen. So if Gallows gets done, or anything in that area gets done, this kind of just wraps. Really needed that shot right there.
Yeah. It's so hard on those long-range shots with Deathslinger as well, because you have to kind of... The Survivor has way more agency in terms of Deathslinger's long-range shots than the Deathslinger does. Because Deathslinger has to try and preemptively make the prediction on how you're going to move. But then the Deathslinger gets the option to... I think he did, yeah. through a firecracker.
I love how I don't even have to say what I was thinking. You just know what I mean.
Yeah.
That's not going to be
some shenanigans went on there. Would have been a hit with Unrelenting, though. Take out Corrupt Intervention. Thoughts?
Yeah. You know what? You're right. I think we should probably go talk to Hens about changing his perk tier list. Him and Otts. I think Corrupt goes in like D tier now.
You know how... I know this is like not at all related to the game. The Great Down as well, pulling away from the pallet to guarantee that you get this pain res hook, and I'm sure that's going to hit Gallows as it did with Eruption. So a lot of the pressure has been maintained on this 3-gen in the back corner.
About that 3-gen in the back corner, I think they've already popped one of them.
Have they? Oh yeah, they have, haven't they?
Yep, there was the one in the very back. So they kind of still have the one in the street near Water Tower to play. There's a bit of a 3-gen still, but it's not as strong.
Yeah. It's a bit of a stretch, especially for a 4.4 killer.
Absolutely.
One thing that I was going to mention is that Otts has attempted this like alphabet streak recently.
I have seen.
And I was thinking he gets to Unrelenting. That's prime Deathslinger territory. That's what it would be.
It might also not be bad on like Unknown, maybe.
Potentially. I think that there's... I mean, you could even argue for Clown, maybe any character that really heavily relies on their M1. I think Deathslinger's a good example, though, because if you don't hit the spear after the hit, well, you just have a 40% faster cooldown, which is...
30%, I believe.
30%, okay. So you have a 1 second miss attack cooldown instead of 1.5 second miss cooldown. Oh.
That would have been a massive shot to hit.
I understand the hesitation, though. Sometimes whenever survivors are running for a corner in that straight of a line, you expect them to slightly double back, like Luck
We
did here.
still get it, though. So we're going to have someone out at 2 gens unless Gallows is... No, Gallows is going to be done. So we have 1 gen remaining. Though Styles has his gen pretty high. And it's going to be doubled, so they're going to probably die for it.
I'd imagine so. I mean, Zap's going to find
Oh, they
one
actually
of them, but it's
leave. They actually leave.
Wait.
Really? I feel like they could have got that done with no consequence.
I wonder as well if Zap isn't aware that there's 2 people on it. He is now. I mean, there's 3 people. He can even see
I mean, he knows where everyone is now. There is no denying that.
Ooh. I think the main complication with that is that you are playing Deathslinger at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because even if you do see 3 people on a generator, realistically, what is Deathslinger going to do about it? You spear one, the other 2 jump in.
Also, I'm sorry, what is that wall doing there?
I don't know, actually. And also, the only person that can't go down right now is Contra. I guess also Goose in that way.
I mean, it's kind of bad if any of them go down, because they'd get another pain res off, right? Yeah, because they've already pain res Contra, so if Styles or Goose goes down, it's going to be a lot harder to get through these gens. And I think they're... Nope. Goose is working on Water Tower. Zapnese is down now.
And even then, it's Comp Corner. He has to get it quickly as well. You can't spend any time. It is, yes.
Yeah, so that should buy enough time to make a pain res, I'd imagine. Especially with Agi.
This is also why...
actually,
maybe not, actually.
No, it's not going to be enough.
I think they're doubling the gen
there,
too, yeah.
I mean, that's smart.
I know that some people also say that, oh, I don't know how I feel about Eruption on Deathslinger, but I think that's a really good showcase. You know, if it wasn't this kind of more competitive format overall, Eruption still gives you the ability to be like, I know that you have pressure on this generator, and so the next time that I get it down anywhere on the map, that generator is guaranteed to progress.
That's
so
kind of my thought process too, yeah. You don't have to be in the area, which is very good for a killer with no mobility.
Exactly. That's why you see it.
You can be literally wherever, and it won't matter.
Quick down on the Contra as well, because on still has a few seconds of endurance left, but if a reload goes through and catches him, then it could be a death, but it might just be a 2-man out at the end of the day.
Yeah, it looks like this is a 2K7, if I'm doing my math right?
Yes. 7 hooks, 2 kills, no generators remaining, but still a decent result with no add-ons.
Yeah, for a slinger with no add-ons and a killer with a team with good gem pressure, I would say that's a solid result.
Oh, there we go. Spectate. Yippee! I have full HD now.
Nice. Rusted Spike.
Oh, that's interesting.
Huh.
I would have opted in for Tin Oil Can myself, because it does save you a lot of time on any of those potential misses. And even a slinger as good as Zap will miss shots occasionally. But
I mean, obviously the counterplay there is to just not miss. I mean, it's pretty simple.
It's pretty simple.
But I do have my own argument for Tin Oil Can potentially being better than both reload add-ons. It saves you just about the same amount of time as both reload add-ons would, because it's literally a 0.1 second difference.
If I remember correctly, I think Aquino made some argument about that, where he was like, it's some 0.2 something second difference because of the... Because what? Double reload gives you
it's 0.6, and with both reload add-ons, and Tin Oil Can is 0.5. It's literally 0.1 second difference.
Well,
the difference is you're committing 2 add-ons for one thing.
That's true. And the other thing about Tin Oil Can, I mean, great shot as well, great prediction from Zappos here. The other thing about Tin Oil Can is that it only ever gets good value when you are reloading the instant that the shot comes back. Because if you actually wait to reload later on, then you get no value out of Tin Oil Can. So there's something to be said about the difference there. I think Rusted Spike is really interesting for the mangled effect, because if you do end up having to play in a sort of hit and run style as the game progresses, then that makes it harder for teams to reset, as we potentially saw towards the end of last game. Ooh, I think Zap might have narrowly missed that there was a player in the corner there. Just out of the corner of his
No,
eye.
he's gonna find them now, though. Nice shot.
Great shot, great prediction.
Right before he got out of field of view there. Free drop on Shaq.
Shaq is down as well.
He's gonna drop.
He wants to go for the floor shot.
Yep. I think Locke knew that. He's bounced to get out of there. I want to add on something to the tin oil can thing you were just talking about.
Sure.
And the whole they don't get value out of it unless you reload right away. What if rapid brutality?
Yeah. Well,
Like, then
rapid
you don't
brutality
really
only
need to
works
reload right
if you're hitting right away, though, right?
Okay, well,
And you
I'm
even get
saying
better.
in the situation of you fire, miss, get your tin oil can cooldown, but then get an M1 immediately after.
Oh. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Then you can just use the rapid speed to catch up and reload anyway.
That is a good point. That is a good point. I've definitely had moments where I've missed a shot at close range and then had to follow up with an M1, and Tin Oil Can has sponsored those hits, so I can definitely see that being an argument for it too.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the way to go about it. Anyway, Shack Palace out of the way. We have progress on main, about 30% gone. Goose is stealthing, Luck is stealthing, and so is Contra. So we have one, maybe two persons on Gen. Yep, Contra's got back on. So we're working on the Gallows 3 Gen as well as main. But Zap definitely heard them, I think, right?
Yeah, or at least has an idea of roughly where they're resetting here.
Probably figures it's better to not commit to it and just try to play the gens. Oh, did he see them? He's gonna find them now.
Potentially.
I mean, you saw them stood up in the corner before they ducked into a bush, but I'm not sure if Zap caught that or not. And then they just sprint burst to main. This is
interesting.
Pardon the pun, but this is the main problem with this map, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Main building, once you learn how to run it, is so incredibly easy. Especially to maintain distance on any 110 killers, you know?
Survivor use sprint burst, me go main.
Mm-hmm.
That is this entire map.
Allowed against Deathslinger, to be honest with you. You would think that it would have...
I'm kind of shocked it is as well.
Because I think I was playing a couple weeks ago. There was a charity tournament. Ooh, I just out of range there. But there was a charity tournament that I helped some teams scrim for a few weeks ago, and during that time, the balancing did not allow teams to run sprint burst against Deathslinger. And it actually really did make a world of difference, because that perk can just be so good for pre-running, making distance, catching up, all this sort of stuff. But and we can see it here too, because like you said, main building on Dead Dog Saloon, especially for 110 killers, is just such a pain in the butt.
Yeah, as I so elegantly put, me survivor, me go main.
me caveman. It's like the skeleton banging the spear against the shield, just it's kind of all it is.
And they're making that sound as they're bursting away. And look at that. Guess where we're going?
We're going right back to main, baby. This is what...
Oh.
Yeah, like this main building, this loop here also basically feeling like an infinite, because you can actually loop that infinitely if you know how to drop chase
especially
properly.
Against a 110.
Random flashing light on my screen.
Yep, that's a known bug in this patch. We love this game, and that is this gen done. So what do we have left? We have Gallows Water Tower? and then the other one. Okay. It's still semi-playable as a 3. It's not great, but it's still somewhat playable.
A little bit of mangled value, I think, on Kazan there.
A little bit.
A little
That
bit
heal
longer to
took
get
a
the heal.
little bit longer, yeah. Flashbang. Oh, you saw someone stealthing by the gen there, Zap. Yep, there you are. So this is the same 2 as before. Oh my god, what a shot. That's an insane ass shot, I can't lie.
I mean, Kazan didn't even dodge. He didn't think he was in range. Zap looked away like he missed it, and I thought he was going to miss it too.
I want to say that was max range possible.
I believe so. Or at least as close as we're going to get to it without a pixel measurement there.
That would have been
Are you also
insane.
getting this like progress bar bug on your screen? Because that is another funny thing. That's cool.
That's just spectator mode. You learn to ignore it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured it was, but with the different... Oh, good little sidestep from Luck.
And this is kind of the problem here now, is you have a decent gen spread, but you're still 4.4. It takes forever to waddle your ass across to these gens. But I think that is, again, as we've already discussed, the purpose of having Eruption here.
Correct, having that kind of
just
cross-map presence.
This is my problem with Slinger. He should not have a 32-meter TR. It's so easy to pre-run him.
I think that there's a lot about Slinger just in overall clunkiness in a way. It's like he doesn't feel clunky necessarily to play in the same way that I feel like Knight or Twins does, but I think that Slinger has this sort of very repeatable pattern that makes him feel slow in some ways, and when we're actually able to iron out some of that slowness, great shot by the way, glad he lined that up. But when we actually do find some way to counteract that slowness by bringing some like Tin Oil Can or Borden's Keys and or Modified Ammo Belt, that's where this killer feels a little bit better, because it just feels like you're less limited by your power's design, which is also why some people are like, make Slinger 115. It's like, no, Slinger being 115 just makes him stronger in the 1v1. He's already really
him
good
being 115 is not the problem. Or, sorry, him being 110 is not the problem. 115 would not solve that particularly. Also, what gen did we hit with Fanres there? It was not the one Luck is on, so this is going to get done.
I think it was the one...
It was the one being doubled. This one's going to pop before you can even get there. Yep.
Straight gen.
And they already got the unhook. They're being very efficient right now. I respect
Swings through
the
because the people would make a difference there.
Yeah.
That 10% haste also kind of messes you up, or yeah, 10% haste for 15 seconds messes you up.
Oh, absolutely. It literally makes them your speed, so it's hard to judge sometimes. Water tower gate is open. Lara's still stuck at main right now, though. They are opening the one across the street as well. There should be a down.
Make this window?
I mean, she makes a window, but what does it matter?
It is the Death Slinger.
Yep. Slinger being one of the most fuck your window killers in the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, that tag is actually very important because now they have to reset for a potential save here. Unless Styles just wants to... No, they're not going to trade it. They can still do a double save, but I don't think it's as safe as having everyone healed for it.
They do have a flashbang potential. I think if Luck tries to go in for the save, gets tagged, drops a flashbang, then Kazan can probably get it in amid the chaos. But they'd have to coordinate it pretty well. Contra has been healed, by the way.
Yep, they did get reset. No one left behind value. I think they want... They definitely want Styles to be the one to grab save. Yep. Oh, he blocks it beautifully.
Great body block.
That's a trade.
Oh, that's no one left behind value, but...
Yep. It's still a trade.
Ooh.
Just barely missed that. Now, Goose still has a firecracker, mind you.
So does Luck. Luck also has that flashbang in hand available. Jumped into a locker? No.
Probably should. Yeah, definitely should. Now you slug that, go back for Styles. Though there is a savior waiting on the other side of this rock. Zap doesn't give a fuck. Okay. We're actually just going to take the kill. Which I think is fair, because even, yeah, they pick up Styles, but they have to run past this.
Runs through the back of main. Potential for the funny slinger thing?
Oh, it's not going to matter, the body block.
Great,
The Unrelenting would have been great right there, just saying.
just saying. I know that coup de grace has basically never been allowed in
Coup is
any sort of like
1000% banned in this set.
It's like Lethal Pursuer, right? Like
Styles playing for
perk
Hatch? What's happening here? Or are they
You
just
might
trying
not
to
be
make
fully
up a gate?
aware.
They
I think
need
he's
to
trying
leave
to make.
now. Yeah, he's
Yeah, it's
definitely
for
going for
Hatch.
Hatch. Yep. And that shot would have
Wait, it
been.
didn't spawn
Oh, it's
here.
not there. Did they not play the offering?
They played the offering. We saw the secret offerings come through. It's just unlucky luck at the draw. That's unbelievable.
I thought it was guaranteed.
It tremendously increases.
So we just saw the 10% chance it doesn't. Oh, they
Yeah.
didn't bring it. They brought the wrong offering. There's two
Oh, no.
bunnies.
Spawning the basement in Killer Shack. Yeah, so it wasn't
doubled
even a hatch
up.
in fact. That's really
I don't think
funny.
they meant to do that.
That's
Oops.
really, really funny. Actually losing to your own missed offerings is kind of funny. So that's 6 hooks on that second go around, but I think that
2K6, yeah.
both teams are warming up.
And as it turns out, Cigar and Keys with the exact same build.
Yep, that's like I'm thinking, I'm racking my brain for all of the different perks that you can bring on the Deathslinger. And are there any ones that really benefit him more than the rest? I mean, maybe you bring Lethal Pursuer in place of Corrupt Intervention to just give yourself that initial information, but past that, I can't really imagine that there's too many things that you'd be like, yes, there's something that is going to be
I'm sorry to
objectively
interrupt
better.
you, but that shot would have been genuinely insane to land.
That
Through
would
the
have been
fence,
insane.
through the window.
I think if he was actually a couple meters closer, he does get that. It was more of a cause of range than anything.
Yeah. Also, the reload bar was labeled kill for me there. That was funny.
I have mine labeled as recovers, so we do have a couple of interesting visual
switching
bugs
back and
going on
forth
here.
does get rid of it, by the way.
Oh, does it? Interesting.
Yes. Until they do it again, of course, but...
No, mine. Okay, so now he's damaging something, and now it's gone.
Yep.
When he does like something else, it's a progress bar.
Damage.
Damage. But with like the survivor assist icon.
Yeah.
This is great. Great shot.
This is why we have Cigar.
S-
He going back upstairs?
I think he is,
Yeah.
because realistically, you don't have an angle on this. Like, you can shoot through the stairs and you get the
Oh,
injury,
he didn't know where the
then
drop was. Oops.
So what? That should be...
I think you make that. Oh, just barely.
No.
Well, you got Shack Pallet out of the way, at least. That's nice.
This is a solid
So now we go to
start.
main. Oh!
It's a new contender here.
I mean,
Two
we're
people that
spreading
have
some
to
damage
mend.
at the very least. Corrupt is now lifted. You do not want to die on this hill, Contra. Maybe you do. Fuck, what do I know?
But this anthill was indeed the one that he chose to die
There's a
on.
Lara right behind. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This could snowball pretty fast.
Ooh.
Very well timed stun. Now are they picking up? Nope, no one's here to pick. Jake's here to
Ooh,
pick
aim
up.
too
That's
high.
very bad. That's not who you want there to pick up.
Well, because Kazan's the one, Styles is the one that's working on that gen in the street there. We saw his aura on Eruption a second ago.
Yep. The Lara
So
did rotate over to them though, so I think at that point Styles probably should have gone to pick up instead. But I mean, it worked out, kind of.
you still get the gen. Pain Res doesn't hit a particularly high gen. I think it hit the Gallows gen, if the audio is to be believed.
It is not. It is not to be believed. I think you should know that by now.
Oh, yeah, no, never mind.
This hook is very out of the way though. And we see they're working main and across the street from main. Styles is stealthing in for the pole.
I think we might see a bit of a proxy camp here. Oh, I think that was a scratch mark that you saw on the back of the wagon there for a brief second.
It's kind of about how much does he care about actually forcing the second state.
Pretty heavily, I'd assume.
And of course, he is... Okay, well, Styles got it anyway. I feel like you take the fresh pain res instead of this tunnel out, no?
It's kind of hard to say, isn't it?
At this point?
Getting that injury.
Maybe he's more concerned about saving the pain res stacks for the late game after a kill. But I feel like it's better to interrupt the pressure earlier on.
It would be, but I also wonder if maybe Zap's considering, you know, holding down this semi-3 gen that you have on the back side of the map with all four people injured.
Yeah,
if you tunnel somebody out, then you can defend this really easily. Oh, he doesn't take the window.
Takes the window there, and I'm not sure about that.
Good patience.
I mean, now we have a line of gens. I think they're all going to be resetting. Yep, they're all resetting by man. And we have a line of gens from Water Tower to Gallows. So this should be relatively easier to hold than last game. Especially since he still has 3 pain res stacks. Plus Eruption going down now.
You can keep an eye on... Oh, Gallows. Yeah, Gallows was hit by something earlier because that had some maybe 30% progress before.
I believe you called it was pain resed.
So it's probably good then for Zap that he doesn't burn a pain res token there, because after all those resets go through, he knows that they basically have no pressure.
The only thing that had progress there is the gen he put Eruption on. Everything else is cold. Because Goose just now started this gen. Luck is going in for save, and Contra's on Gallows.
Basically restarting the pressure.
Yeah, we're
Goose is also on the gen in the back
here.
corner behind Gallows, so...
Yep.
Zap will have to make a decision here. Styles showing off his powers of levitation. You can see his hands vibrating there. His wizard moves.
All right, now that we've secured the second state, we're going to go check our gens, which I think is the right call. Do we pre-run this? Oh, Contra's going to get found. Sprint bursts. Immediately leaving.
Save does go through.
I think he wants Styles out now.
I think Styles is just the one character the one player that you don't want getting to the end game, because if assuming that Zap probably remembers the... Ooh, really good long range shot. Chain bug.
And there's no endurance
working here.
I mean, we still get it. He needs to carry this to a pan res though, because we have. Yeah, they're gonna double this one. There we go. And Luck is on Gallows. Oh, he has Deja as well. Oh. That would have been a massive shot to hit. Through the floor. That would have been insane.
Can you imagine?
Nice
shot.
Very
wow,
nice
such a tough shot to hit.
I think they're going to pop this gen in the corner. No, they're not.
They have been doubling it. It's at some 80% right now.
Now they're... Goose is on Gallows. Zap is not going to be chasing Main.
More random flashing lights, lovely.
Yep. I think you need to go look at that gen there, Zap. That's pretty high up. Wait. He didn't see Goose up there.
Oh. That's so unfortunate.
I thought I heard them get back on it immediately.
Yeah, sometimes if you glance around too quickly, you won't quite catch it. And they're going to reset outside of main here because Zap is so focused on these gens in the back corner.
As he kind of should be, though. And if he can cause an eruption here while they're resetting, that's going to be insanely massive for him. What a shot.
Great shot. Love hitting those shots.
Take the chain break. No pre-drop on the pallet. Just going to use their hit speed to get away. This is a very mind-gameable pallet, though. I think even if...
Leave
oh. That can't feel good.
The no dodge mind game from Contra, the most deadly of them all.
Luck back on Gallows. Goose is kind of just stealthing, not going for the corner gen yet. Balanced, I think, saves him there.
Doesn't quite get hit
Goose
by
is
it.
right behind this cart. Does he see them? No. Contra's being reset in the main. The only person in this side of the map right now is Goose, and they're still stealthing. Everything's regressing right now. This is going to be a fight. This is gonna take a while, I think.
Yeah. It's gonna be a lot of defending this.
Oh, if he kept going, he would have found them. Literally just inches away. This is down to 40, 50?
Yeah, about half. Gets the call as well that Slinger's coming back for this area. But that gen's still regressing. The tap didn't
stop it.
Stop the regression.
Oh.
And a shot on the Contra.
So I think if they did stop the gen from regressing, it would just cause Zap to go over and investigate again. Oh. Uh-oh.
Correct. Ooh. Multiple injuries here is going to be deadly.
This is where we start to see the ball rolling, because he doesn't go to main. He just... Yeah, he's going to balanced. Oh! The no stagger saved him, for sure.
There's, like, a extremely... Okay.
And Goose hasn't been on the gen the entire time. They're just not... They still haven't finished stopping the regression. So it's still just regressing. I love how that gen that's zeroed out, it still has eruption on it. That's very funny to see. And it looks like we're just going to be stuck in this back and forth game for who knows how long. I think they're trying to hit regression limit, but it's not going to happen.
Oh. Well, you know what they say about Deathslinger. Playing Deathslinger's like a game of chess.
Oh.
Ooh.
I thought that was Skull Merchant.
Well, now it applies. Oh,
there's the eruption. And you heard Lara yell, so you know they were on it. He's going to go for pain res. I think this might be over here, actually. I don't know what more they can do. Oh, he's going to hook on the gen. He's not taking the pain res. And of course, there's no anti-camp allowed. As a matter of fact, I turned the feature off.
As you normally do with competitive settings.
Well, I mean, I didn't turn it off last time. They just know to not use it, but I just turned it off just in case.
That's fair. Kind of depends on whom you're playing with.
Yeah. I mean, I trust these guys. I think they're well enough versed in the game to know to not use it. But I'd rather just not have an accident happen. Yeah, now
this is such a good position for Slinger.
Oh, yeah. A hook in the 3-gen? This is going to be near impossible for the survivors to actually do anything. Though,
well, I think it's past being in the 3-gen. I think the fact that it's behind the 3-gen makes it even better now. Because if you're in the middle of the 3-gen... Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, they get found. Commentator's curse.
Zap is actually in this call. He's just muted right now, so he hears all of our call outs going
Yeah,
through.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
why he's being carried by this.
I'm gonna take a screenshot of our Discord call and then Photoshop him into it.
Exactly. But I think that, to my point earlier, we have this 3-gen in the back of the map, and the fact that the hook is behind the 3-gen and in the middle of it is even better for Deathslinger, because it gives the survivors fewer angles to come in from for the unhook save.
Yeah, they
So since they're
essentially
only
go on.
Well, since they're only coming from this very, 90-degree kind of field of view, and that only gives them so many options to work with when they come forward here. Goose has to go and mend, Contra has to heal, 1-gen gets done, but it's not in the middle of this 3-gen, and this proxy camp is going to work out so effectively because of where Luck is positioned.
I was going to say, even if they were both fully healed, they have a giant no man's land to cross to get to this hook. It's just
so many of
not
these
going to
resources have
happen.
been burned, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they have this pallet next to hook. Oh,
do they have the pallet on the cart?
What a flick!
Oh, what a flick!
That's dirty. And now you know where
And
last
they know
is.
exactly where Contra is.
Yeah, they know. They know it's over. And there's this pallet. Oh, okay.
Short swing doesn't work. And they yoinked.
4K won.
What a lovely result. And I think that really does go to show that the only difference, well, not the only difference, I think that there was something that did work in terms of the overall map generation and how some of the plays went out at the end of the day, but a major contributing difference to the number of hook saves that you can get with Deathslinger does depend if you bring Cigar or not.
I'm sorry, the sound boost on the shot. This patch is great.
It's incredible.
I have said time and time again when it comes to this killer, both playing as and against him, positioning is king. As we saw with that hook position, he could have taken the pain res, but also given them a better unhook potential. Instead, he just hooks on the gen and there's nothing they can do about it. So the positioning is just insane.
Absolutely insane. That proxy camping, the capability for Deathslinger to proxy camp is definitely his strongest component. It's what makes him so incredibly strong. I think that people in general, when you're of a more casual audience overall and you're just playing your regular pubs, you're like, I don't want to proxy camp. That doesn't seem like a lot of fun. But if you want to win your games more often, you are pretty damn good at doing that as this killer.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Oh, we're not done yet.
No, as I already mentioned to you, we do have a post-game interview.
Oh, that's right.
How we feeling, Zap?
I hate that main build with a bad, like, especially in the second game. Like, I feel like I had a better start. Or I had an okay start in both games, but like the second game, I just could not commit to the main building. And like I should have brought I brought a rusted spike as my other add-on. I should have brought chewing tobacco, just so I can, like, you know, have like a diet cigar, you know, and try to get something rolled. I think that's the biggest
We were actually
downfall
talking
of that.
about that a little bit. I think that did get you some value on them resetting a bit. It slowed them down quite a lot, actually. On the spike, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, even if it takes them an extra year to reset, like, it doesn't matter because, you know, they have all the time in the world and I have like no time to commit, you know. So yeah, I feel like chewing tobacco would have been better still.
I do agree with the chewing tobacco sentiment being like a mini cigar. Do you think that being able to have that kind of reduced stun duration is potentially the main reason why Slinger can operate in a 1v4?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it's a night and day difference if he has a stun duration add-on, especially like the last game with Cigar. Like 2 or 3 of those downs would not have happened without Cigar, like, at all. They would have just run to main. I would have had no time to commit at all. But I mean, it's like just playing old old Slinger with 8 stacks of save, you know, like you're not running away from. And, you know, if you can't catch up to the serves, like, you know, you got to keep them with you, like not let them get away. You know, if you have no mobility, like you need that.
And that is literally Slinger's biggest problem is his lack of mobility. He's literally the slowest killer in the game. It's like even Hag has a teleport. She's 4.4 for some reason still, which we're not going to talk about right now. But basically every other killer has some form of better mobility than Slinger does. He's just limping across the map. Like, I'll get there someday. So literally anything you can do to have faster downs, I would agree, is better.
Yep, agreed. And like he's not like a hit and run style killer on most maps. Like some maps you can get away with that, you know, style play, maybe Wrecker's Yard, something where you can be across the map, you know, or pressuring gens, like, and it won't take too long. But on maps with like, you know, elevation like Dead Dog, where you got to go all the way up, like you don't have time to be committing or like trying to like spread out health states, and you just need like super quick downs and to just camp. I mean, it's what he's good at. Like Slinger is very good at tunneling and camping, especially with Cigar. And yeah, that's what I did. That's what I had to do.
I will say, both of us were very ecstatic to see that you didn't go for that pain res and just hooked right on top of that gen. That was the play of all time.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, because like the pain res, I was already running out of hooks because, you know, we only got 8 hooks now for some reason. I mean, sorry, 8 gen kicks for some reason. And yeah, like the pain res wouldn't have been enough. Like I just need them as far away as main building as possible. Like that's the way to play the map.
Was your goal more for, oh, I need to take them away from main, or were you thinking, oh, if I hook them in the corner, it actually makes my proxy camp better? Like, what was the thought process on that one specifically?
I mean, it was both. Like, obviously, I think the proxy camping is like the play there because I did have like decent 3 gen, not the best, but not the worst. Like, it's holdable. And yeah, I just hooked in the middle of my 3 gen, and luckily it was away from main because at the start of the previous 2 games, I just realized I only had the gen at main and one like all the way in the corner. So there's no reason to even stay over there. Like let them do the gens. Just play like the 2, you know, the 4 gen, the 3 gen, whatever. And that's pretty much your only chance. Like, you're not gonna be 4K 5ing versus good players, you know.
Now the part that I wanted to specifically get your thoughts on. What would you change about Dead Dog Saloon if you could change literally anything?
I would say every breakable wall, just break it. Like I don't think, well, besides Shaq, because some killers like to have the wall up. I actually usually don't break it. I just figured I might as well since I had corrupt. Not only is main building so strong, but having to waste more time by breaking the walls while they're making, you know, more loops around. It's just like for a killer that's so slow, like you just can't like have that kind of time investment into that. You know, it's just main building in general is just too strong to run. Like I know they've changed the layout a bit. Like before, it was like almost an infinite, and they did change that. You know, maybe they could restructure it a bit, make it more fair. That's my main gripe with it, because I think the rest of the map is actually pretty well designed. The rest of the loops are pretty well designed, and I mean it's my favorite map to play on and to look at. It has some of the best, you know, holes, some of the best shots you can get in the game. It just comes down to main building is the biggest issue.
I wonder if on main building as well for Dead Dog Saloon, if there was some way to actually access all of the corners right now with Deathslinger. I mean, even with any killer, because you have that one corner where if you go up the stairs inside of the main building, and then you have that kind of bedroom off to your right, if there's somebody on the outside part of that and they just hold that check spot, there's pretty much nothing you can do as a 110 killer. So I wonder if maybe trying to break that wall out or having a drop down or a window or something there would be an interesting change to the map to make that main building not so arduous to play on.
I fully agree. I think the main building is just way too safe for serves. Like they really, as long as they're check spotting right, they're pretty much in no danger. Like versus Slinger, like you have like milliseconds to react and like get a shot off basically. But if you miss, you know, the long reload, they're gonna make it. They're gonna loop it like 3 more times before you'll be able to do anything. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
like breaking off, like blowing up the wall a bit, like just blowing a hole in the wall. They can make it lore accurate, whatever, like a dynamite explosion. And
Tried to assassinate somebody or something. Yeah.
I think every map should have a main building like that, where it's like like you can outplay it in multiple different ways, and it's not
Yeah.
just fully safe.
I do actually have a potential fix for that top window, the one at the top of the stairs. Just do what they did with Eerie of Crows and swap the position of the window and the wall. I think that would make it a lot weaker.
I agree with that too.
I feel like the one at the front of the building is less egregious with the door positioning, but the one at the top should definitely be further in.
Yeah, the bottom window is not the biggest issue. It's mostly the top window, but they're both pretty bad to deal with.
I feel like this might be a hot take for me, but Mother's Dwelling's main building I don't think is as bad as Dead Dog Saloon's. So maybe they could kind of steal some design notes from that. Because if you look at the upstairs for that, there's 2 giant gaps in the wall. Dead Dog does not have that.
Yeah.
It's just all wall.
Yeah, it's not as bad. It's not like great, but it is like you can do more. Like you can outplay it more as kill it.
Yeah, if you're
mind
asking
game
me
it more, like you really can't mind game on Dead Dog Saloon main. Like, what can you really mind game there?
And yet you still almost managed to do it a couple times.
Did I? Yeah.
Because Styles
they
was
just hold that
mending
check
and
spot.
holding the check spot, and you almost shot him before he could react.
Yeah, like I said, like you have like milliseconds to react to like if you are gonna attempt a shot, you really just have like milliseconds to try to get it off until they realize like you might be able to mind game it for like a split second, but if they're paying attention, they're probably not gonna get it. Unfortunately, I don't believe I hit that shot.
It was close. I think that's it from me. May, do you have anything to throw in?
No, I think this was a great overview of how we all we all agree how we view Deathslinger and how we view Dead Dog Saloon, but very constructive and informative gameplay and interviews. So thanks for your time, Zap, and appreciate you both.
Yeah, thank you guys for joining.